How to play Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is an online tactical shooter video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It was released worldwide for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on December 1, 2015. It was also set to be released for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. The game puts heavy emphasis on environmental destruction and cooperation between players. Each player assumes control of an attacker or a defender in different gameplay modes such as rescuing a hostage, defusing a bomb, and taking control of an objective within a room. The title has no campaign but features a series of short, offline missions called situations that can be played solo. These missions have a loose narrative, focusing on recruits going through training to prepare them for future encounters with the White Masks, a terrorist group that threatens the safety of the world. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is a first-person shooter game, in which players use many different operators from the Rainbow team. Different operators have different nationalities, weapons, and gadgets. The game features an asymmetrical structure whereby the teams are not always balanced in their choices of abilities. The base counter-terrorism units, CTUs, available for play are the American Hostage Rescue Team, referred to in-game as the FBI SWAT, the British SAS, the German GSG-9, the Russian Spetsnaz and the French GINE, each of which has 4 operators per unit split between attackers and defenders. Other units were later added through downloadable content, see below. Players also have access to a recruit operator who can choose from a more flexible assortment of equipment at the expense of having a unique gadget or the ability to customize their weapon. Players can pick any operator from any unit that is defending or attacking before a round starts, choosing spawn points as well as attachments on their guns, but are not allowed to change their choices once the round has started. An in-game shop allows players to purchase operators or cosmetics using the in-game currency, Renown, which is earned at the end of matches from actions performed in-game. Different gameplay modes award Renown at different rates, with ranked matches offering the largest Renown multiplier potential per match. Players can also complete in-game challenges to get a small amount of Renown. Renown gain rate can also be affected by the using in-game boosters, which gives the player a 100% increase in all Renown earned for the various duration, starting with 24 hours. A premium currency is known as R6 credits can also be purchased using the real-world currency to get operators quicker in-game, or other cosmetic. When the round begins in an online match, the attackers choose one of several spawn points from which to launch their attack, while defenders do the same from which to defend. A 1-minute preparatory period will then commence, wherein the attackers are then given control over mechanism-wheeled drones to scout the map in search of enemy operators, traps and defensive setups in addition to the target objectives, while the opposition establishes their defenses and tries to do so without having the defensive and target objectives details being discovered, chiefly through destroying the drones. Maps in the game are designed to encourage close quarters combat, and players cannot respawn until the end of a round. Players who were killed by opponents can enter support mode, which allows them to gain access to drones, cameras and security cameras so that they can continue to contribute to their team by informing them of opponent locations and activities. Matches last only 4 minutes for a casual and 3 minutes for a ranked. Teamwork and cooperation are encouraged in Siege, and players need to take advantage of their different abilities in order to complete the objective and defeat the enemy team. Communication between players is also heavily encouraged. The game also has a spectator mode, which allows players to observe a match from different angles. The game features a heavy emphasis on environmental destruction using a procedural destruction system. Players can break structures by planting explosives on them or shoot walls to make bullet holes. Players may gain tactical advantages through environmental destruction, and the system aims at encouraging players to utilize creativity and strategy. A bullet penetration system is featured, in which bullets that pass through structures deal less damage to enemies. In addition to the destruction, players on the defending team can also set up a limited number of heavy-duty fortifications on walls and deployable shields around them for protection. These can be destroyed through breaching devices, explosives, or by utilizing operator-specific gadgets in the case of the former. In order to stop attackers' advance, Defenders can place traps like barbed wire and explosive laser wire traps around the maps. Vertical space is a key gameplay element in the game's maps. Players can destroy ceilings and floors using breach charges and can ambush enemies by rappelling through windows. Powerful weapons like grenades and breach charges are valuable, as only a limited amount can be used in a round.